Why do Americans put ice in everything? Why are bathroom stalls built for unwanted eye contact? And why is buying medicine easier than buying wine? From monster-sized meals to bizarre driving rules, these 101 weird American quirks will leave you laughing, confused, or both. And if any of these shock you, hit that like button. Let's dive in. 1. Ice, ice, baby. Walk into any American restaurant, order a soda, and boom. Your drink is 70% ice, 30% liquid. Europeans used to room temperature beverages often wonder if Americans are part penguin. But the obsession with ice runs deep. Historically, having ice was a luxury, and now it's a standard of freshness. Plus, let's be honest, nobody wants a lukewarm Coke. 2. The Great Smiling Mystery. You're walking down the street and a total stranger grins at you. Did you drop something? Do they know you? Nope, it's just the American way. The service with a smile culture means that from cashiers to flight attendants, everyone seems really happy. Whether it's genuine friendliness or just good customer service training, well, that depends on the day. 3. A $1 burger costs $1.09? You grab a snack, head to the cashier, and suddenly the price jumps. That's because US stores don't include sales tax in the listed price, leaving foreigners scratching their heads. Why not just show the real price? Because tax rates vary by state, city, and even county. So unless you carry a calculator, expect a surprise at checkout. 4. A nation of drive-thrus. Coffee, drive-thru, bank, drive-thru, pharmacy, you guessed it, drive-thru. There's even a wedding chapel in Las Vegas where you can get married without leaving your car. Some say it's peak laziness, others call it efficiency. Either way, it's the only country where you can get a burger, your meds, and a marriage license without touching a doorknob. 5. Feet, inches, miles. Oh my. The rest of the world uses meters and kilograms, but America is still rocking a measurement system where 5,280 feet make a mile. Because reasons? Even Americans admit it's confusing. NASA once lost a $125 million spacecraft because engineers mixed up metric and imperial measurements. So yeah, it's not just foreigners struggling with this. 6. Tipping, the unofficial tax. You just finished dinner, and now the real test begins. How much do you tip? In the US, waiters rely on tips because their base salary is shockingly low, sometimes as little as $2.13 an hour. Leave a bad tip, and you will get the death stare. In fact, some restaurants now automatically add a tip to the bill, just to avoid the awkward math. 7. How are you? Doesn't mean what you think. In many countries, this question is an invitation for deep conversation. In America, it's just a greeting. If you actually start explaining your day, the other person will nod, smile, and make a quick escape. The correct response, just say, "Good, how about you?" and keep moving. 8. Peanut butter, the national obsession. Forget ketchup or mayo. Peanut butter is the spread of choice in America. Kids grow up on PB&J sandwiches, and entire grocery aisles are dedicated to different brands. There's even peanut butter-flavored whiskey. Foreigners might find it weird, but in the US, peanut butter is practically a food group. 9. Portion sizes built for giants. Order a small drink in America, and you'll get what other countries call a large. A regular meal feeds a family of 4. Some believe it started with the rise of fast food in the 1950s. Others say it's just American generosity. Either way, expect leftovers. 10. The work culture is all about 2 weeks of vacation. Europeans get 4 to 6 weeks of paid vacation, sometimes more. In America, 2 weeks is considered generous, and many people don't even use all of it, because taking time off is seen as lazy. 11. Prescription drug ads that sound like horror stories. Imagine this. A peaceful TV commercial shows a woman strolling through a sunny field, her golden retriever running beside her. Then, the voiceover kicks in. Side effects may include nausea, dizziness, loss of vision, existential dread, and spontaneous combustion. By the end of the ad, you forget what the drug even does. But hey, at least the lady in the field looks happy. 12. Flags everywhere, on houses, trucks, even clothing. American patriotism isn't subtle. You'll see flags waving outside homes, hanging in bars, stitched onto hats, and even printed on bathing suits. Some people even have flagpoles in their front yards that could double as missile launch sites. No other country treats its flag like a personality trait quite like the US. 13. High school football, a small-town religion. In parts of America, Friday night isn't just a time, it's an event. High school football games fill stadiums with thousands of screaming fans, marching bands, and tailgating parties. Coaches are treated like local legends. Meanwhile, in other countries, people struggle to remember their high school's name, let alone their sports teams. 14. Coffee cups that double as buckets. In America, small doesn't actually mean small. A medium coffee is roughly the size of a toddler's head. And if you go to a gas station, you can fill up a container so large it should require a permit. Europeans sip espressos like a refined ritual. Americans? They consume caffeine like it's a survival necessity. 15. People wear college sweatshirts forever. Graduated 10 years ago? Doesn't matter. Your old university hoodie is now part of your identity. Some people never even went to the college. They just liked the colors. 16. Why are cars so enormous? The average American driveway looks like a military convoy is parked there. Pickup trucks the size of European apartments, SUVs that barely fit in parking spaces, and gas stations built like small airports. Even people who live in cities own cars that could transport livestock, just in case. 17. Supermarkets that feel like Disneyland. Grocery shopping in America is an experience. The cereal aisle alone has more options than some entire European supermarkets. Want 15 flavors of Oreos? Done. A gallon of ketchup? Of course. A shopping cart big enough to fit a small child? Standard. Some stores even have escalators for the carts. 18. Public bathroom stalls that offer zero privacy. For some reason, American restroom stalls have huge gaps between the doors and walls. You're sitting there, minding your business, when suddenly, eye contact with a stranger. No one knows why the gaps exist, but one thing's for sure, it's unsettling. 19. Cheerleading. Part sport, part acrobatics, all serious business. In the US, cheerleading isn't just a fun sideline activity. It's a full-contact, gravity-defying, nationally televised sport. Athletes flip through the air with terrifying precision. Injuries? Common. Training? Intense. Some high school squads even require tryouts. No pom-poms here. This is practically the Olympics. 20. Coins that make no sense. The dime is smaller than the nickel, despite being worth more. The penny costs more to produce than its actual value. And the $1 bill? Still paper, even though most countries switched to coins ages ago. Americans have a weird attachment to their chaotic pocket change. 21. Unlimited soda refills, a sugar-fueled dream. In many countries, you buy one soda, you get one soda. In America, one soda means unlimited refills. Some tourists push the limits, drinking 6 or 7 refills just because they can. At some fast food places, you can even bring your cup back the next day and refill it again. 22. Holiday decorations that could guide aircraft. Christmas lights, not just a string of bulbs, a full backyard electrical masterpiece. Halloween, life-sized animatronic zombies on front lawns. Even Easter gets oversized inflatable bunnies. Some neighborhoods get competitive. If your house isn't glowing bright enough to be seen from space, are you even trying? 23. Everything is bigger. American houses, gigantic. Fridges, double the size of European ones. Restaurant portions, enough to feed a small army. Even roads feel oversized. The US follows one golden rule. If it can be made bigger, it will be made bigger. 24. Free public bathrooms are everywhere, but finding a trash can is impossible. In some countries, using a public restroom costs money. In America, every gas station, store, and mall has a bathroom you can use for free. But once you leave, good luck finding a trash can anywhere. Some cities seem to operate under the philosophy of everyone should just carry their trash forever. 25. Small talk is unavoidable. Waiting in line? You'll probably chat about the weather, ordering coffee, The barista might compliment your shirt. Total strangers will tell you about their dogs, their weekend plans, or that time they met a minor celebrity. In some cultures, silence is normal. In America, it's suspicious. 26. Cars are king, even in places with public transport. In the US, owning a car isn't just normal, it's expected. Even in cities with decent public transport, people will still drive, complain about traffic, and then spend 20 minutes searching for parking right next to a subway station. 27. Credit scores. A mysterious, all-powerful force. Your entire financial future in America is controlled by a number that nobody fully understands. Want a car, a house, or even a phone plan? Better have a good credit score. Want to know how to get a good credit score? That's the real mystery. No one seems to know the exact formula, but if it drops, your life gets harder. 28. College debt the size of a mortgage. In many countries, higher education is affordable, or even free. In America, students graduate with debt so massive, they could have just bought a house instead. Some spend decades paying it off. Yet universities still convince 18-year-olds to take out loans like they're buying candy. 29. Commercial breaks that never end. Watching TV in America feels like a patience test. The show starts, then, bam, a commercial break. Then another, and another. A 1-hour program? Actually 40 minutes if you're lucky. That's why streaming services feel like a modern miracle. 30. Obsessive weather reporting. In the US, the weather isn't just a forecast, it's a production. Giant graphics, dramatic music, meteorologists in storm-proof gear yelling into the wind. If there's a slight chance of snow, expect headlines like Winter Armageddon 2024. Meanwhile, the snow melts before noon. 31. American toilets have way too much water. Ever used a toilet outside the US? You probably noticed the water level is way lower. American toilets, on the other hand, look like tiny swimming pools. Some foreigners worry their business might splash back. Others just wonder, why so much water? 32. Political ads that feel like action movies. American election campaigns don't just ask for votes, they declare war. One ad shows a candidate shaking hands with farmers. The next, their opponent is accused of single-handedly destroying the economy. Expect intense music, slow-motion shots, and more drama than a soap opera. 33. Restaurants serve water before you even ask. Sit down at a restaurant and boom, water appears. It's automatic, like a magic trick. In some countries, water costs extra, but in the US, it just shows up. Some places even refill it so often, you barely take a sip before it's topped up again. 34. Suburban mailboxes that look like tiny birdhouses. Drive through an American suburb, and you'll see mailboxes lined up along the street. Not attached to the houses. Some are decorated with flowers, sports team logos, or even shaped like farm animals. Why? No one really knows, but the mail carrier definitely appreciates not having to walk up every driveway. 35. School buses that never change. In the US, school buses look exactly like they did 50 years ago, big, yellow, and somehow still using the same bumpy seats. No seat belts, barely any technological upgrades. It's like a time capsule on wheels. 36. Grocery store receipts longer than a novel. Buy a single pack of gum, and the receipt is long enough to double as a scarf. Why? Coupons. So many coupons. Some Americans actually keep and use them. Others just stare at the absurdly long paper before throwing it away. 37. Walmart. The land of infinite possibilities. Where else can you buy a gallon of milk, a fishing rod, a rifle, and a scented candle at 3 a.m.? Walmart isn't just a store, it's an experience. You'll see things there that defy logic, fashion, and sometimes the laws of nature. 38. The absolute obsession with bacon. Americans don't just like bacon, they worship it. Bacon-wrapped steak, bacon-flavored popcorn, bacon-infused whiskey, even bacon-scented air fresheners. It's not just food, it's a personality trait. 39. The Pledge of Allegiance. Every morning, starting in kindergarten. Imagine being 6 years old and reciting a loyalty pledge every single morning at school. That's normal in the US. Some kids don't even know what they're saying. They just know they have to say it. In most countries, pledging allegiance daily would seem odd. In America, it's just Tuesday. 40. Football. That's not football. The rest of the world hears football and thinks of soccer. In the US, football means a game where a ball is mostly thrown and carried, not kicked. Confusing? Yes. But tell an American that soccer is the real football and prepare for an argument. 41. Gas station food. That's actually good? In most countries, gas stations sell questionable sandwiches and sad-looking hot dogs. In America, you can get a full meal, fried chicken, fresh pizza, even gourmet coffee. Some places, like Buc-ee's, have actual chefs in the back. It's a gas station, sure, but it's also a food pilgrimage site. 42. TV news that looks like a sports broadcast. Bright graphics, countdown timers, dramatic sound effects. American news doesn't just report events, it announces them. Political debates, split-screen shouting matches, weather updates, treated like incoming missile strikes. Everything is breaking news, even when it's not. 43. Cops everywhere, even where you don't expect them. In the US, speed traps are an art form. A cop car can be hiding anywhere, behind billboards, under bridges, even in unmarked vehicles. Some use fake squad cars parked on the highway to scare drivers into slowing down. It's like a never-ending game of hide-and-seek with the law. 44. Why are there so many mattresses on the side of the road? No one really knows, but American highways are littered with abandoned mattresses. Where do they come from? Why are people transporting them so poorly? It's one of the country's greatest unsolved mysteries. 45. The checkout clerk bags your groceries for you. In some places, you have to bag your own groceries. In America, the cashier, or a dedicated bagger, does it for you, sometimes badly. Milk on top of bread? Sure. Raw chicken with vegetables? No problem. It's an experience, to say the least. 46. The extreme trust in honor system payment boxes. In some places, you'll find roadside fruit stands with a jar for money but no cashier. The sign just says, "Take what you need, leave what you owe." Somehow this actually works. But don't try this at Walmart. They have 147 cameras watching you. 47. Mailboxes that people actually use. In most countries, mailboxes are strictly for receiving mail. In America, you send letters from them too. Just pop up the little red flag and the mail carrier picks it up. This level of trust seems insane to some foreigners. How does no one steal the mail? 48. Everyone's house has an air conditioner, but no one has a clothesline. In the US, AC is essential, even in places that aren't that hot. But drying clothes outside? Unheard of. In fact, some neighborhoods actually ban clotheslines because they're considered ugly. Imagine banning sunlight-powered drying in a country obsessed with freedom. 49. Massive parking lots for businesses that aren't that popular. Ever notice how every store in America has a huge parking lot, even if it's just a mattress shop? Some stores close down, but their parking lots remain. Giant, empty wastelands of pavement, just waiting for the next strip mall to rise. 50. Drive-thru ATMs. That have Braille on them. Why does a drive-thru ATM have Braille instructions? Who exactly is driving up and reading Braille at the same time? Nobody knows, but it's a real thing. 51. Houses are mostly made of wood and drywall. A lot of houses in America look sturdy, but knock on the walls? It's just drywall. Some foreigners are shocked that houses here aren't made of brick or stone, especially in places with tornadoes and hurricanes. 52. Every small town has at least 3 world's best restaurants. Walk into any American town, and you'll find a diner proudly advertising world's best pancakes. Drive a little further? Another spot claims to have world's best burgers. Statistically, they can't all be right, but Americans love a confidence boost with their meals. 53. Microwaving water instead of using a kettle. Europeans watching Americans heat water in a microwave instead of a kettle experience physical pain. But ask an American why they don't own an electric kettle and they'll just shrug. For a country that runs on coffee, It's a strange blind spot. 54. People say distances in driving time, not miles. In other countries, people say it's 20 kilometers away. In America, it's about a 15-minute drive. Need to know how far that actually is? Good luck. Everything is measured in road time. 55. Restaurants where the waiter pulls up a chair and chats. Sit down at a casual diner and you might notice something odd. Your server might just sit down at the table with you. It's their way of being friendly, but to some foreigners, it feels like they just got ambushed into a new friendship. 56. The national anthem at sporting events is treated like a sacred ritual. Doesn't matter if it's the Super Bowl or a local minor league baseball game. Everyone stands, hats off, hand on heart. Some people really get into it, with tears, dramatic salutes, and military flyovers. Meanwhile, in most other countries, the anthem is reserved for, international events. 57. Red plastic party cups are actually real. Europeans think red Solo cups are just a movie stereotype. Then they come to America and realize every house party actually has them. Why? Nobody knows. But no American party is complete without a stack of Solo cups. 58. There's a Walmart within 20 minutes of wherever you are. Seriously, you could be stranded in the desert, and somehow there will be a Walmart nearby. They're like beacons of fluorescent lighting and low prices, stocked with everything from fresh produce to live ammunition. 59. Tax filing is deliberately complicated. In many countries, taxes are automatically calculated for you. In America, you have to figure it out yourself, using a system so complicated and stressful that entire companies exist just to help people not mess it up. The worst part? The government already knows how much you owe, they just won't tell you. 60. Suburban neighborhoods with no sidewalks. Ever try walking in an American suburb? Good luck. Inexplicably, many were designed with no sidewalks whatsoever, forcing pedestrians to either risk their lives in the street or take an awkward shortcut through someone's lawn. 61. Infomercials that act like everyday tasks are impossible. Somehow, Americans survived before the Easy Grip Super Ultra Adjustable Peeler 3000. But if you watch late-night TV, you'd never believe it. Tired of struggling with regular scissors? Cue black and white footage of someone failing catastrophically at using scissors. 62. Grocery stores that sell guns. Need eggs, milk, and a 12-gauge shotgun? In some states, no problem. You'll find firearms right next to camping gear, just waiting to be impulse bought along with a bag of Doritos. 63. Lawyers advertising like they're action heroes. In the US, attorneys don't just have business cards, they have billboards, TV commercials, and slogans like, "I win big or you pay nothing." Some even pose with flames and lightning bolts behind them. Feels less like legal help, more like they're about to drop a heavy metal album. 64. Road trip distances that sound like a punishment. In Europe, driving 5 hours is considered a massive trip. In America, that's just getting started. Some families casually drive 10+ hours for vacation like it's nothing. Oh, it's only 600 miles away, totally doable in a day. What? 65. People wear pajamas in public without shame. Go to a grocery store in France or Japan, and people are dressed decently. In America, full pajama sets, fluffy slippers, sometimes even a bathrobe. And nobody even blinks. Comfort first, dignity later. 66. The fridge looks like a scrapbook of a person's entire life. Photos, school schedules, wedding invitations, coupons, emergency numbers, random magnets from places no one remembers visiting. It's all there. An American fridge door isn't just a fridge door, it's a family archive. 67. Lemonade stands operated by small children. In no other country do children set up unlicensed beverage businesses on the sidewalk while adults cheer them on. It's like capitalism training camp. Some kids even get Venmo now, because cash is too old school. 68. Drive-thru liquor stores exist. Yes, you can buy alcohol without leaving your car. Some places even let you get frozen margaritas to go. They put a piece of tape over the straw hole to make it sealed, as if that's stopping anyone. 69. Random people clapping when a plane lands. Nowhere else in the world does this happen. The pilot just did his job, but some Americans feel the need to start a full round of applause like they're at a Broadway show. Do they think he was winging it until the last second? 70. The love for ranch-style anything. Ranch-style homes, ranch dressing, ranch-flavored chips, ranch seasoning, ranch theme parks. Americans hear ranch, and they immediately assume it's better. Ask them what it actually means. Vague cowboy energy. 71. People don't use their front doors. Walk through an American neighborhood and you'll notice something odd. Nobody uses the front entrance. Guests? Straight to the garage or side door. Amazon deliveries? Probably dropped near the bushes. The front door is just decorative at this point. 72. Adults are obsessed with Disney. Like, really obsessed. You expect kids to love Mickey Mouse. But in America, grown adults have Disney-themed weddings, annual passes, and full-on debates about which park ride is superior. Some even refer to Disney as the most magical place on Earth, unironically. 73. Rest stops that are basically amusement parks. In some countries, highway stops have a vending machine and a bathroom. In the US, you get massive gas stations with food courts, 50 soda flavors, and entire gift shops selling leather cowboy hats. Some even have showers for truckers because America doesn't do road trips halfway. 74. Every store has a "Caution wet floor" sign, even when the floor is dry. Either American floors are constantly at risk of flooding, or businesses just don't want to get sued. Some stores just leave the sign there permanently, like an ancient warning to travelers. 75. An entire aisle dedicated to breakfast cereal. In most places, cereal is a small section of a grocery store. In America, it's a full aisle with more flavors than you can process. Chocolate, marshmallow, cookie-flavored, cereal that turns your milk blue. You could eat a different kind every day for a year and still have options left. 76. The intensity of pep rallies. In other countries, a school assembly means sitting quietly while a principal talks. In America, flashing lights, marching bands, a full stadium chanting, and mascots flipping through the air. It's less school spirit and more Super Bowl pregame. 77. People say, "Bless you," after every sneeze. Sneeze once? Bless you. Sneeze twice? Bless you again. Sneeze a third time? Someone's already calling a priest. In some countries, people just ignore sneezing, but in America, it's a social contract to acknowledge it. 78. Grocery stores sell pre-cut fruit for 3 times the price. A whole pineapple, $3.99. The same pineapple but cut into slices, $10.99. Somehow, Americans are willing to pay way more just to avoid cutting their own fruit. Convenience is king. 79. You have to show ID to buy cold medicine, but not to buy a gun in some states. Need some basic allergy meds? You'll have to show ID, get entered into a database, and probably sign something that says you're not a criminal mastermind. But in some states, you can walk into a store and buy a shotgun with 0 paperwork in less time than it takes to get NyQuil. 80. Standing ovations happen way too often. Some countries save standing ovations for truly legendary performances. In America, someone plays the piano moderately well at a school recital. Entire audience stands and cheers like they won a Grammy. 81. Yard sales are basically an unregulated economy. Americans will throw all their random junk on the lawn, slap price tags on it, and call it a business. Want to buy someone's old VHS tapes, half-broken tools, or creepy porcelain dolls? Pull over. Everything must go. 82. Halloween decorations that go too hard. In some countries, Halloween is cute pumpkins and a few cobwebs. In America, people turn their front lawns into full haunted house experiences. Skeletons, zombies, fog machines, a 12-foot animatronic Grim Reaper. Just another suburban Tuesday in October. 83. The absolute power of Costco samples. You walk into Costco just to browse. Suddenly, you've had 6 free samples, and now you're considering buying a 32-pack of frozen lasagna because the bite-sized sample was delicious. 84. Some states sell alcohol everywhere, others act like it's forbidden treasure. In Nevada, You can buy vodka at 3 a.m. from a gas station. In Utah, buying wine feels like an undercover mission with special government-controlled stores and strict ID checks. Drive across state lines and suddenly the rules change again. The inconsistency is wild. 85. So many reality shows about people doing regular jobs. America has TV shows about truck drivers, storage unit buyers, pawn shop owners, and even people who fish for crabs. And somehow, they're weirdly entertaining. 86. Fireworks are taken way too seriously. In America, the 4th of July isn't just a holiday, it's an explosive arms race. People spend hundreds of dollars on fireworks, and the night sounds like a war zone. The show ends when someone almost loses a finger. 87. The airport security experience feels like a full FBI investigation. Shoes off, belts off, laptops out, liquids in tiny bags. Meanwhile, the guy in front of you still doesn't understand that a full water bottle won't make it through. By the end, you feel like you've been interrogated for a crime you didn't commit. 88. The extreme politeness battle. Hold the door open for an American and they'll jog awkwardly to get there faster. Say thank you and expect an automatic "you're welcome." But if they say thank you again, you've just entered the thank you loop and there's no escape. 89. The national obsession with pumpkin spice. Every fall, Americans lose their minds over pumpkin spice lattes, pumpkin spice cereal, even pumpkin spice dog treats. It's like the whole country gets temporarily brainwashed by cinnamon and nutmeg. 90. Huge homes, tiny washing machines. For a country where everything is supersized, American washing machines are shockingly small. Some barely fit a full load of clothes. But hey, at least there's a separate machine just for drying. 91. The thermostat war inside every American home. In most countries, people just wear sweaters when it's cold and open a window when it's hot. In America, the thermostat is a battlefield. One person wants it at 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees Celsius, year-round, turning the house into an Arctic research station. Someone else keeps secretly cranking it up to 75 degrees Fahrenheit. The result? A passive-aggressive fight that never truly ends. 92. So much ice cream, even in winter. Some countries see ice cream as a summer treat, not America. Blizzards outside? No problem. Ice cream drive-thrus? Open year-round. There's even an entire restaurant chain called Dairy Queen dedicated to frozen treats, because seasons don't matter here. 93. Supermarkets sell family-sized everything, even if you live alone. Walk into an American grocery store, and you'll find massive packages of cereal, cheese, chips, and soda labeled family size. But guess what? Most people buying them live alone. Because in America, even if you don't have a family, you still deserve a 64-ounce tub of peanut butter. 94. Football parties where nobody watches the game. Super Bowl Sunday. People gather, food is everywhere, the TV is on. But is anyone actually watching football? Not really. They're here for the commercials, the halftime show, and the 7-layer dip. 95. Lottery jackpots so big, they sound fake. In America, the lottery doesn't just offer a few $1 million. No, jackpots can hit $1 billion. People who never play suddenly start talking about their future yacht lifestyle, even though the odds are basically zero. 96. You can't pump your own gas in some states. In most of the US, you pull up, swipe your card, and pump your own gas. But in places like New Jersey and Oregon, it's actually illegal to do it yourself. Instead, an attendant comes over and does it for you, because apparently Americans are trusted to drive 3-ton vehicles but not to hold a gas nozzle. 97. The absolute chaos of American election season. Other countries have simple, straightforward campaigns. In America, 2-year-long political circuses with attack ads, stadium rallies, and debates that feel like reality TV. By the time election day comes, everyone is mentally exhausted. 98. Some states have toll roads, others just let you drive for free. One highway charges $20 to drive 10 miles. Another lets you travel 300 miles for nothing. There's no pattern, no logic, just America being America. 99. Not the final boss of weird American food, but definitely a mini-boss. Deep-fried everything. Oreos, fried. Twinkies, fried. Butter. Of course, at state fairs, they even deep-fry Coca-Cola. How? Science has no answers. Why? America. 100. Restaurants that serve a burger with another meal on top. In America, a burger is never just a burger. It might have mac and cheese on top, or an entire fried chicken breast, or a stack of onion rings. Somewhere, a chef is asking, what else can I add to this? 101. Extreme couponing is a sport. Some Americans dedicate their lives to collecting, stacking, and combining coupons to the point where they buy $500 worth of groceries for $3.19 teas. There are even reality shows about this. Foreigners see a coupon and think, oh cool, 50 cents off? Americans see a coupon and think, how can I break the economy with this? So, there you have it. 101 of the strangest things about America. Some make zero sense, some are oddly brilliant, and some, well, even Americans can't explain. Which one blew your mind the most? Drop it in the comments. And if you made it this far, hit that like button, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next one.